All right, I think we're recording here. We've got a great group of guys here together. The 2015-2016 spring WYBA squad, the senior squad. Go ahead and introduce yourself, starting with Bryson.
I'm Bryson Foreman. I'm from Austin, Texas, and I currently attend the University of Texas.
I want to know more about your high school rec league skills and what position you played and such.
So growing up my entire life, I was always really involved in the recreational sports league, mostly WYBA, West Austin Youth Association. But my senior year, I decided to try out basketball with you great group of guys, and I'd say I was a pretty hardy number 5 in the paint there, attempting my best to get rebounds, but it mostly went my way, but mostly not. So that's pretty much my basketball career.
Yeah, and Coach Weber, we have Coach Dylan Weber here, player coach, maybe even GM. He made some that offseason. You made some big free agency moves, and go ahead and introduce yourself and let me know about how those moves played out.
Dylan Weber, general manager, player, coach, owner, small forward, power forward, tweener. I had a close relationship with league commissioner Paul Wall, and he let us have some financial freedom in signing new guys who had the money to pay, but weren't willing to play in recreational basketball. And so we signed the 2 best free agents in the league has probably ever seen, in Ryan Reese and Diego Cruz, and just a total flop. None of them worked out. I don't know if that's us. I don't know if that's me as a coach, but looking back on it, it just didn't work out.
Didn't work out. Yeah. Well, let's go on that note. Let's go to Matt and introduce yourself, and let's talk about how many points you scored that season.
Matt Gibson, 6'2", 195, 6-man coming off the bench. Really a combo guard. Could play the 1 or 2, sometimes the 3. Just real versatile, especially on the defensive end. And I was like a 3-and-D, but shot maybe like 18%.
Like a Danny Green kind of guy.
Did you?
Yeah, a more athletic.
Yeah, I don't think you hit a
couple.
Hit a 3 all year.
I at least had 9 points in this game we're talking about.
Okay. Well, yeah.
How many points did you have?
The game we are talking about here, we did lose to a team that was all freshmen, and we were all seniors at the time, which was very embarrassing.
From a physicality standpoint, I gotta say it was disappointing when you have all-state center Bryson Foreman in the paint against a bunch of 14-year-olds. So Bryson was manhandling big old future D1 athletes at the line of scrimmage for a state championship finalist, but was losing rebounds to 14-year-olds.
In defense,
he didn't know how to jump.
For my lack of basketball career, I was never trained how to jump properly. My entire life, I was taught how to run in fast bursts, and I was able to get back down the court real fast if I was needed to, unlike Ty Henderson, who was known for his lack of defense and lack of scoring.
Didn't you throw up one game on the sideline?
Yeah, probably.
Ty?
Probably, yeah.
I'm pretty sure we brought a bucket and you threw up in it.
Those games were on Sundays, and typically there was some drinking being done the night before. So, no regrets. Actually, I do have regrets in that season. We should have been a lot better. It was the last dance. It was our last dance.
I think what it came down to is when we got our 2 free agency players, is that we had a lack of team chemistry with
we were like the Clippers before the Clippers.
We had these 2 all-star studs, but at the end of the day, we didn't get coached up enough, and that's just what it comes down to.
So you're blaming this on Dylan here. That's what I'm hearing.
I'm blaming it a little bit on Dylan and a little bit on the rules for practicing in the league. Paul Wall needs to switch up the rules. There needs to be a great overhaul of the bylaws of the WYBA leagues, and teams need to be allowed to practice during the league.
I think we might need to take over, honestly.
I think.
Or are we still banned?
I think Owen has a lifelong ban. I think that's.
Oh, we sure got Owen in here.
I texted him. Couldn't get him though. A busy man nowadays with his basketball. But if we're going to talk about rule changes, then we do have to talk about minute limitations and taking those away, because we just had, Ty Lawson and Mike Zhao, the Asian baller, who at times shouldn't have been playing in games. Mike Zhao was at best a 5-minute a game kind of role player.
Yeah.
Ty Lawson is a development player. I mean, goddamn, he couldn't hit shit.
Yeah. Well, and Dean too. We got Dean that year, and we should have got Dean in here. He scored. I think actually scored 2 points that entire year. So.
And there was the one game. Was it that playoff game? We'll say it was the playoff game for this story. We took him out because we needed to play Diego and Reese, and we wouldn't let him go back in, and he just left. He left the court because he was upset with not getting his fair share of playing time when he just didn't deserve it.
I was about winning, not having fun. But
that's the problem with this new generation. Everyone wants to play. It all has to be equal.
Yeah. Well, we're running out of time.
Not the way it should be.
Any last thoughts from Anil?
I think.
How many points did you score?
Season.
Me?
Yeah.
That game?
You didn't talk about your own
I
performance.
scored like 27 points that game.
Okay.
I don't think you did. That's fucking bullshit. You didn't score 27. The whole team might have scored 27.
I know.
Reese. I'm pretty sure Reese had like 2.
Yeah, Reese and Diego had a combined 2 points.
How many points do you think we scored? Like 80?
Like 40?
And you think you had 27 of them?
You scored almost 3/4 of our fucking points?
I was putting in buckets. What can I say?
You to the Twitter audience out there, Ty Henderson is so delusional about his rec basketball league career.
Can we get?
All right. Well, let's just leave it at that.
Can you talk about your defense a little bit too? Why are we pointing at the coaching when this motherfucker wouldn't get back on fucking transition? He just sit there and then once we get scored on, just put his hands up. Me. A big fan of the box and one defense where we just leave someone at half court because he just wants to get the fucking ball and shoot. Tell your